Verbal and emotional abuse is quite traumatizing. It can make you feel worthless, really bring down your self-esteem, make you question everything about yourself, make you feel just completely inadequate. I am a survivor. And I've probably mentioned this before about psychological or verbal abuse and how it can really affect people. Let me tell you how it affected me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was somebody that had the most self-confidence in the world. I thought I was smart. I was really building on my success. There was things in my life that I was proud of. When I met him, I was still rather young. When we got together, I was in my mid-20s. So I was still really just finding myself in my way in the world and in my career and things like that. And yes, I did have some insecurities. And since me and him were such great friends, and I shared so much with him, like the most intimate of thoughts and my dreams, my fears, everything, when it was time to flip the script, he had so much ammunition. I didn't know that he was taking stuff and he was like really holding on to it. I did realize though that he was a really attentive guy. I was like, wow, of all the men that I ever dated or I've been with, you really listen very well. Like, you really are a great listener. I was like, wow, it's a great quality, Like, he was very in tuned. I would mention a friend's name and he would say, well, didn't she do such and such? I'm like, yeah, you do remember I told you that. Or I would say something. He's like, I remember you said blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. Until it came to the point where he took the things I said and he threw it in my face. So if I said, I know my friends love me and, sometimes it's hard for them because they have their own lives. And he goes, your friends don't really give a fuck about you. They don't give shit about you. Let me explain to you why. You remember when you said, oh, girl said this or did that? Or you remember when you had this event and she didn't come up? Or she didn't attend and didn't even call you? Do you remember this, that? And he would throw things in my face. And it was like that analogy where they say, you have an angel on one shoulder and you have a devil on another. Well, he was that devil that was feeding me negativity. It was nobody liked me. No one gave a F about me. That I was alone in this world. Even if I left her, nobody would want me. Like, I was damaged goods. It was just all of this negativity, and it was being fed to me constantly. And even though I would defend myself, those words, they would linger. They would linger. I would hear them in my sleep when I'm walking down the street. And after hearing it so often, for months and years, part of me started feeling worthless and stupid. And what was I thinking? And maybe nobody does want me. And, maybe I don't really have true friends. And, maybe my family really don't care about me. Like, it became truths. And I really do believe that controlling someone through their mind is quite powerful. Controlling them through violence is powerful as well. Controlling them through fear is powerful. And he used all these different techniques to keep me in line. As he said, I gotta keep you in your place. You don't know anything. But looking at it from the outside, I can talk about it. But when I was in it, it was really hard for me to see these things clearly because my mind was so muffled. On one hand, this was my best friend, someone I love, someone that I shared intimacy with, emotionally and physically. This was like I was really connected with him. We had children. This was like that. And then at the same time, I was dealing with this extreme negativity and abuse. And I didn't know how to balance it or juggle it. And I didn't even realize that I didn't need to. Okay? Like in my mind, I felt like I had to figure out how to juggle it. How to juggle his moods. How to juggle this. How to make it work. So what was for me? It was many different things that got to the point where I said, I can't do this anymore. I mean, I got real low, like so low, where I was just like, I can't even exist anymore. Like, I was at the lowest of my low because I was just so broken, and I was alone. I was isolated from everyone going through all of this, like physically isolated by hundreds of miles, but also emotionally isolated because people stopped calling, people started reaching out to me, and so it was just really just me dealing with these demons basically, and it was hard to manage. And I thank God, like literally thank God for helping me through it. I think the angels and the people who's come into my life, many who are strangers, who really helped me through it. And I thank my babies, because I could look at them and there was so much love. And I knew I had to live for my babies. And I had to live healthy for my babies. Mentally, spiritually, physically. Being in the right alignment for them. Because I didn't want to have to keep this cycle of abuse or negativity going in my family. And whatever you are going through, whatever glimmer of hope that you have, hold on to that. Hold on to it dear and close. Just hold on to it and allow it to help you and propel you. Because if I was able to get out of in a situation, then you can get out of the situation too. And I know it sounds cliche, and I'm telling you, you can. Just reach out to organizations when you can, and you can do it. I'm telling you. And it's going to be really hard, but I'm telling you, you can.